How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and this is officially 24 hours with the Google Pixel 10, and I wanted to give you guys my first impressions in this video of things that I've noticed about the Pixel 10, what I like, if there's anything that I dislike. All that will be said in this video. Of course, this is not the full review, and I'm not going to bring you guys one for a while because I need to use the phone more. But I can tell you guys, though, right now, already at the first impressions, it's getting off to a good start. And I can tell you guys, first off, the colorway, right? I chose the lemongrass one, and it makes me want to go out there and find a Pixel 7 that's the lemongrass color and pick one up just to have one. Of course, I still have the obsidian one that the community gifted me, still in my possession. One thing I did notice though is, I mean, it's pretty slick, so I'm trying to be careful. This is the first time I've taken it out of its case since unboxing it yesterday. So yeah. And the side rails, I mean, it's got this matte finish to them, like a polished matte, right? So it's very smooth. It doesn't feel grainy. So you definitely want to put a case on this phone because this phone is slick. It is slippery. And, you know, I got carpet floor, so that's going to help right now. But when I leave the house and I go anywhere, it's not leaving the house without its case on. Like, for sure, wrap it up. Glass back, and I don't know if you guys hear that, but it sounds a little hollow, but it doesn't feel hollow. It's like it's got weight to it. It's just not a heavy phone. So to me, it's just like a good balance of weight. So you know, you feel like it's not something that's like cheap like a toy, but it's not super heavy where it's like eventually your wrist and hands gonna get tired of holding this phone. If you have to hold your phone all day, I mean, we have pockets, so I mean, I don't know. So currently right now I am testing the battery life with the Pixel 10. It's going to take a week for me to do this because there's different scenarios that I use my phone. Like right now I have my Pixel Watch paired to it. I have my Pixel Buds A paired to it when I'm listening to music. So I'm testing the battery life with using Bluetooth accessories and without it. And I need a week's time because I need the phone to also learn my usage habits, you know, with the adaptive battery and everything like that. So roughly about a week from now, I should have like, you know, a video that talks about the battery life with the Pixel 10. But I can tell you guys right now, today's been light usage. Like I took it off the charger at 3 a.m. in the morning and it was at 100%. I used it every now and then to check social media mostly. Didn't like, I played like Pokemon Go for maybe like half an hour and watch some YouTube videos. So like screen on time says an hour and 57 minutes. And since then, right, it's 12 noon right now where I'm at. Officially while recording this video, it's about 12:01 p.m. And it's 2 hours of screen on time. So, and it's currently down to 74%. So, I don't expect the battery to be like super tremendously good at this point, just because it's learning all the stuff that I am doing, right? So it's just been 24 hours. It's still got a lot of me to learn as I got more of it to learn. I can tell you guys though that so far though, if you were to ask me like, does the battery seem like it's going to be super weak? No. Also, I left the stock wallpaper once I launched the phone for the first time. Just so you guys can see what wallpaper is going to pop up if you get the lemongrass color. I don't know if the other colorways are going to be just like this too, or if they're going to have like a different, you know, color because of based upon their actual color. So like the indigo blue may have more of a blue wallpaper, I guess. I don't know. So, but yeah, I just wanted you guys to see like what the wallpaper defaultly out of the box is going to be like. And also, when I took it out of the box, it had an update already waiting for it. So I had to do a system update as soon as I was done. And like I said, right when I got out the box, I threw a case on it. It's been in its case since yesterday. So just for the sake of this video, it was the first time I took it out of the case. So you guys could actually see it without the case. If you guys want to see what it is like, you know, side by side with the Pixel 9a, there you go. Make sure I line them up just right. It looks like the Pixel 9a is slightly taller than the Pixel 10. So you want to keep that in mind. You got the Pixel 8a right here. And I wasn't trying to unlock it. So, but anyways, it seems like that the Pixel 10 is just about the same size as the Pixel 8a as far as height wise, and I would say, yeah, body width wise as well. So it is a small phone. It's not large. It's by all means, it's not, where your hands are going to stress to hold it. It feels comfortable in the hands. Like I said, put a case on it because it is slick and slippery. Yeah, thank God I have carpet floor. That's the only reason why I'm doing this right now. Another thing that I've noticed is the fluidity of the display. Like, I kid you guys not, the display and like how fluid it is crazy. And the reason why I say that, and I know other people are talking about it on their end, but I'm only confirming what most people are talking about. So for the display, just to show you guys, I don't have smooth display turned on at all whatsoever. It's off, but it is smooth. Like, it does not feel it's a 60 hertz refresh at this point. It feels like it has a higher refresh rate, even though I have smooth display turned off. Like, you would expect a higher refresh rate in, the fluidity of motion on the display if you have smooth display turned on. But I have it turned off, so it's at a default 60 hertz. But I don't feel like it because, I have my Pixel 9a, the same 60 hertz. And while this is smooth also, the Pixel 10 feels more smoother than my Pixel 9a and scrolling at 60 hertz. So just, I don't know what it is. I would go on a whim and say it's the Tensor G5. Could be, maybe not. But I can tell you guys another thing though, regarding the Tensor G5, and this is why I keep telling people, benchmarks don't tell the tale. Okay, so while a lot of people were fighting, fussing, talking about it's nothing compared to the Snapdragon 8 Elite, let me tell you guys this, okay, just being me, being who I am, but if the Snapdragon 8 Elite is the be-all, end-all, you can keep your processor chip, because I'm going to tell you guys right now, this thing flies like butter in everything that I do so far. And, even the most craziest part about it is while a lot of people are like, oh, it's the mid-range chip, or they're tossing that around or whatever. No, it does not. The Tensor processors is basically custom built for what Google wants out of the Pixel phones, right? Which is basically, handling a lot of AI stuff. So it's not really like a gaming phone. I mean, you can play some games on it, true, but it's not a gaming phone. It's not focused on being able to run the most hardcore games out there. It's really about being helpful. So the processor and the cores that it has pretty much goes in tandem with what the phone's able to do. Like, some of the things I'm going to be testing out, like the live translation on a phone call. I'm definitely going to be testing that out in the next couple of days or so. This is fast, lickety split, smooth. I have no issues at all whatsoever. Have not seen any stutter, have not seen any jank, anything like that. Have not seen any processes crash. None of that. It is running flawless. And so this is like one of the times I can say that, I've gotten a Pixel phone that I really don't have anything bad to say. The first one, literally, that I can say that for was a Pixel 8a. Okay. It had its slight shortcomings that I knew it was going to have. So I wasn't expecting anything different. But the 9a really wowed me with the way that it performed. And this has the Tensor G4, which was built by the Samsung Foundry. It's the last Samsung Foundry built chip, the Tensor G4. But this thing freaking flew like butter. And I can say the same for the Pixel 10. The Pixel 10 is just running so optimal, so good that, I mean, it's literally gonna put a lot of the doubters to shame. The ones that were doubting the Tensor G5. I mean, everyone has their preferences, so I'm not gonna tell anybody like this is absolutely gonna dominate and replace the Snapdragon 8 Elite. I don't think so at all. Like I said, Samsung, they have their focus on what they want with their smartphones. Qualcomm and the Snapdragon 8 Elite, it has its focuses. And while people would say, hey, it would have been more better if it had the 8 Elite. Yeah, I guess so, but we're talking higher prices if it had the 8 Elite, right? This is kind of one of the reasons that people kind of forget why Google stepped away from using Qualcomm, because they were using Qualcomm in the past. Of course, there was issues because what Google wanted the Pixels to do and what Qualcomm was able to handle, it just wasn't working in tandem. But also the prices, right? I remember everyone was mad about the Pixel 4 and its pricing, but again, Snapdragon 855 was in that, in that device. And obviously, you're going to catch some of the flack when you're buying a phone that has to buy parts from other companies. So the fact that Google's just doing it on their own, I think that's a big thumbs up. Um, and things are working much better now that Google is using technically their own processor, right? I mean, they commissioned TSMC to build it, but it's to their specifications what they want, the types of cores they want, what the cores are clocked at. Like all that is decided by Google. And you can feel it. It resonates with the phone. So performance wise, so far, it's doing pretty good. I don't really have anything negative to say about performance. Now, today is today, 24 hours later. Everything works flawlessly good in the first 24 hours. So, I will check back in with you guys after 36 hours and let you guys know if I found anything that's going wrong with the Pixel 10 or if it's still performing to its tip-top optimum, performance. All that in a 36-hour review later, letting you guys know. If there's anything you want to know about the Pixel 10, please comment them so that way I know what to kind of focus on in future videos to bring you guys videos that you're interested in. I may just like chop it up into different subjects and just put those videos out so it's primarily focusing on one subject, so you don't have to like listen through a whole bunch of jargon of things maybe you don't care about just to get to something that you do care about hearing. So if you want those types of videos, put your questions in the comment section of the video so that way I have something to work with. It helps me out to make the videos so that way I can help you guys out, answer your questions.